2, 3, 4. Hi there, it's Simon here. I hope you are well. Today I would like to show you 5 different tricks you can bring to your blues playing. See you in a second. Okay, first up, let's just talk about the chords that you have in a 12-bar blues. I'm sure you probably know this already, but just in case you don't, you basically have the 1st, the 4th, and the 5th chords of your chord scale. So let's imagine that we're in the key of A major, which is A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and then back to A for the octave. You just need to be able to have 5 fingers on your hand and count through the notes, right? So we've got A, that's our 1. B minor is 2. C sharp minor is 3. D, 4. E, 5. Now this works with a whole bunch of keys. Let's pick the key of E major. E, F, G, A, and B. Let's pick the key of G major. G, C, D, and so on and so forth. So you can see that there really is a quick guide to being able to pick the 1, 4, 5 chords of your blues. The other thing, of course, is if you have a 1 here, this is an A, we're going to move up to an A-shaped bar chord. D, E. So they're always going to be in that relationship to each other. So for example, G, C, D, C, F, G. So you can hear those chords that appear in absolutely millions of songs, and it's basically because of the influence of blues music on modern pop, well, modern Western pop, rock music, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so let's kick off with number 1. Number 1 is a sort of simple shuffle pattern that I played at the front of the video. We get this. Now, we can do that in a whole bunch of different ways. What we're really doing is holding down that open string in the 2nd fret of the D string, and we're going to play this. So I'm going down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now when you leave them open like I'm doing at the moment, there's a different sort of vibe to. So you can use that as one of your little tricks. That's like an extra trick in this part 1. But what we're really doing is going from here, which is the A and the 5th of A. So it's basically an A5 chord. Then we're moving out 3rd finger there to the 6th of the key, to dominant 7, right? So you hear this all the time. And the cool thing when you play an A, you just can shift that to D. Remember D was our 4th chord. And then back down to A. Chords E, D, A, 4 bars, D, A, E, D, A, E. Okay? So that's tip 1. Tip number 2 is to walk in bars 4 and 8 of your 12 bar. By walking, I mean you're going to walk from D all the way up to A in our example, in our key. So we've got A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3rd bar. Here we go. Now we can just go A, B, B, C, C, C sharp, C sharp. Yeah. Okay, and then we're going to hit the D. So that is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... back down, A. Now then we can walk in bar 8 from A to E. So there, excuse me, there we would play A, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, D, A. So those walks, absolutely awesome, right? So you get this. Okay, so that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is to use slightly alternate chords in your blues to make it sound completely different. Now, what we're doing there is playing some open chords, which is obviously great. Now, instead of having the same kind of thing when I get to D, why not play a D7 chord? And one of the favourite ways in blues to play the D7 chord, you'll find, is basically this kind of C chord, C-shaped chord with your little finger here on the 3rd fret. Slide that up, that's C, C sharp, D, D7. Now don't hit these outer strings, they're both the E's, just those ones in the middle. So let's say we're walking up, A. Here we go, A, B, C, C sharp. Yeah? A, E, D. Right? Pretty cool, huh? Also, this chord is great in early Beatles songs. You'll hear it literally all the time. That kind of thing. I know that wasn't a particular song, but you get the idea. Tip number 4 is to use some of the notes underneath the root in your shuffle. So you get the thing that we did in number 1, where 2, 3. Now, notes that make the thing sound bluesy, is basically mucking about with the minor third and the major third of the chord. Now you don't really need to know the theory stuff around this, but basically a chord is made up of 1st, 3rd and 5th degrees of the scale. Alright, so this is different to the 1-4-5 thing I was talking about before. Those are the chords in the blues. But basically the notes in a chord are always the 1st, 3rd and 5th. That's a major chord, right? So in an A major chord, the notes are A, B, C sharp, which is the major third, D, and E. E is the perfect 5th. So those 3 notes, A, C sharp, and E, go to make your chords. Here's A, C sharp, and E. You hear they sound pretty good together, right? Now, as soon as I play A, C, and E, you can hear now that sounds minor. And so the great thing with blues is you'll hear this kind of thing all the time. Kind of thing, right? So when we're just playing a rhythm shuffle, we can make use of that because right here is a C and here's a C sharp. Okay, so when we're playing our A6, A6, A7, we can play C, which is the minor third, and then C sharp, which is the major third. So we get this. Yeah, you can put it anywhere you like, right? Now, the cool thing is you saw there when I played a D, there's F and F sharp, E, G and G sharp. So that is a great way of making your riff just sound, I don't know, just a bit deeper, you know. all day. It's just the greatest way of playing the guitar. Tip 5 is just knowing what chord you're playing over in the 12 bar. You can play anything you like as long as you remember that when you're in A, you're in A. When you're in D, you're in D. You're in E, you're in E. And your listener, because this is such a common form and a form that's in our brains, you will automatically know what's happening. So for example, let me play 12 bars. A. D. A. E. D. A. Right, so that's a bit crazy, right? But when I stopped in the 7th and 8th bars, you kind of knew that we were still playing A, right? And when I did that, which I probably wouldn't go for, over the 12th bar, you still knew that I was going to come, you felt that I was going to come back to the 1. All right, so you get that. I'm making it a little bit crazy just so you can see what I mean, right? Is this really going to go on the internet? I can't believe it. Okay, E, but you see what I mean, right? So in those gaps, as long as you are super, super aware of exactly what chord you're in, you can play anything you like. If you check, I'll put a little link to a John Lee Hooker video that I love and I've watched about 1 billion times. You see he you kind of feel where he's in the song and he's especially... Because you think this is the groove is there, yeah. Okay, so that is my 5 rhythm tips for playing rhythm blues guitar. As you can see, it's a really, really amazing way of adding a little bit of extra stuff or extra coolness into your blues guitar playing. So let's just recap. Number 1, using the open chords. Number 2, using walk-ups in bars 4 and 8. Number 3, using 7 chords. Number 4, I can't remember. I'm sure it was really good though. And number 5, knowing exactly where you are at the right time. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks very much for watching. Please do subscribe and click the bell for notifications when these lessons turn up. And if you can, spare $3 a month, go visit me at patreon.com/Simon Morell, where there are extra videos, a whole bunch of exclusive content, and access to me one-on-one lessons. I'll see you next time, and all the best. I'll speak to you soon. Stay safe. Bye for now.